Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there was a tiny village by the name of Kamiki. Legend tells of a horrible beast that threatened the residents. It also tells of the wolf that risked it all to protect them. Controlling the very fabric of existence, this wolf stood up against the beast many times its size and banished the darkness. This ethereal wolf's valiant act ushered in an era of tranquility. The villagers' hearts swelled with respect and adoration of the wolf. Long, long ago, a tiny hamlet known as Kamiki lay nestled in a grove of proud and beautiful cherry blossoms. Each and every tree around the quiet burg was honored as a god. However, the village was not without its dark secrets. To satiate the appetite of Orochi, a fearsome cave-dwelling beast, a young maiden was offered as a sacrifice at the annual festival. With a body like a mountain and 8 heads mounted on necks the size of tree trunks, its blood-red eyes alone were said to curse anyone who gazed into them. No one dared disobey the horrific beast. When the night of the sacrifice drew near, a mysterious white wolf appeared outside the village. This wolf, its coat as brilliant as snow, was dubbed Shiranui. The wolf kept a watchful eye on anyone who ventured outside the village and made a habit of patrolling the streets at night. People assumed the wolf to be a familiar of Orochi. One villager took it upon himself to face the fearsome Shiranui. The warrior Nagi attempted many times to challenge the wolf, but his attempts were thwarted by Shiranui's swift movements. Before long, the night of the accursed festival had arrived. A white-plumed arrow heralded the coming sacrifice. Piercing the sky, the arrow sunk its shaft squarely into the home of Nami, the village's most beautiful maiden. Nagi, harboring a secret love for Nami, was enraged by this sign. Determined to put an end to Orochi once and for all, Nagi traveled to the beast's cave in place of his beloved. The Moon Cave, a place as dark as evil itself, served as Orochi's home. As Nagi stood bravely before the entrance, a beast appeared, eyes glowing crimson upon 8 thrashing necks. Orochi stood tall before him, anxious for another sacrifice. Nagi leapt with incredible grace, swinging his blade valiantly. On and on he sliced, well into the moonless night. But Orochi's hide was like steel. The blade left nary a scratch. At long last, Nagi, his energy spent from the intense battle, dropped to his knees, fatigued and gasping for breath. He knew he was staring death in the face. It was then that the wolf appeared. As if to protect Nagi, it stood its ground before Orochi. In the darkness of the cave, the wolf's coat shone brilliantly. Alas, it was Shiranui the wolf that dwelled outside the village. Bearing its fearsome claws, Shiranui leapt toward Orochi. Orochi reared its terrifying heads, readying its fangs for battle. The two beasts struggled wildly, thrashing in the darkness. Mysterious and terrifying, the spectacle continued. Shiranui summoned gusts of divine wind to counter Orochi's flames. As Orochi closed in on Shiranui, sharpened claws glistening, a gigantic tree suddenly sprouted forth, shielding the wolf. Shiranui fought gallantly to gain the upper hand. However, Orochi, protected by a mystical power, was not easily bested. Shiranui, covered in gashes, majestic coat dyed crimson, stood exhausted before the mighty Orochi. Orochi saw a chance to strike what would be the final blow, but Shiranui refused to give in. With its last ounce of strength, the majestic wolf gazed heavenward and unleashed a mighty howl. Suddenly, the black clouds overhead dissipated. The light from above glinted off Nagi's sword as a beacon of hope. Guided by his sword, Nagi, who had been taking shelter in the shadows, stood proudly to face his adversary. Channeling all his strength into his scarred and battered arms, he leapt ferociously toward Orochi, his sword poised high. The golden sword danced in his hands like a puppet on a string. One by one, Orochi's fearsome heads separated from their owner. Orochi's broken body collapsed in a lake of its own blood. In that instant, the curse that plagued the villagers was lifted. As the battle subsided, the sun shone once again in the sky. Shiranui had succumbed to Orochi's poison and struggled to breathe. Nagi scooped the beast into his arms and returned to Kamiki. When they reached the village, Shiranui was no longer moving. The village elder gently stroked the wolf's head. In response, Shiranui let out a hoarse and pitiful bark, then closed its eyes and drifted off as if into slumber. Peace had at last returned to Kamiki village. In honor of Shiranui's heroic exploits, the villagers erected a shrine and placed a statue of the wolf within it. Nagi's sword was christened Tsukuyomi and placed inside the moon cave. The villagers all looked forward to an age of endless peace. However, this is not the end of the story. There is more to this tale than most people know. 100 years had passed since Nagi and Shiranui's heroic exploits. It happened so quickly that no one in the village even took notice. Is this the legendary sword? Is this Tsukuyomi, the sword that banished the dreaded Orochi? No, it couldn't be. It's just a legend, nothing but a fairy tale.
Oh, he who seeks power, he who has broken my bonds, speak the words, I wish darkness unto the world. Utter that prayer unto me and unleash my power.
A horrible tragedy suddenly swept over the land. However, there was one village that seemed to escape the terrible curse. The tiny settlement of Kamiki Village enjoyed the protection of a sacred tree. It is here that the real story begins. How troublesome. This is just like the ancient prophecy of doom. What has transpired to bring about such calamity? We must act quickly. There is no time to lose. My power has diminished over the years I've spent protecting this area. I don't have much time left in this world. Amaterasu, now is the time. We have never needed your power more. Shine your divine light upon this broken and polluted world. Let your heavenly rays become our hope as you guide us all. Ah, such divine white light, such beauty and grace. The only one capable of such a wondrous spectacle is none other than our mother and the origin of all that is, Amaterasu. How delightful to see that the savior whose brave sacrifice sealed away the evil demons so many years ago has not changed one bit. Seeing you emerge after so many years spent as a statue brings happiness to my heart. Amaterasu, gaze above you and take in the condition of the sky. Since your untimely departure from our midst, the world has succumbed to devious and vicious beasts. They have ravaged our fine and bountiful country of Nippon. But never have the circumstances been worse than they are at this very moment. Please use your powers to banish the darkness and punish those who would do us harm. What is this? Has something stolen its way into my robe? Phew, what on earth? You again. Ow, 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 are you nuts? Boy, for a little thing, you sure make a big fuss. I was just trying to make the conversation a bit more interesting, that's all. Were you napping in my clothes again, Bug? Bug? I told you 1,000 times not to call me that. I'm a wandering artist. The name's Isun. I'll show you just how great I am, and it won't be long until you're bowing before my great brush. Well, what do you think? Even cuter than the real thing, no? What's with you, Furball? You look kinda down in the dumps. Actually, you look kinda familiar. Got it, you look just like that statue of Shiranui. Whoa, what do you think you're doing? Are you crazy? A handsome guy like me should never be covered in wolf slobber. You'll regret messing with the great Isun. Don't make me use my prize sword, Denkomaru, against you. What's that growling sound? And why is it so dark anyway? Oh, great god Amaterasu. I've used all the power I have to protect Kamiki Village. The village lives on, their spirits lie encased in my fruit. Cut it free, and the village will be reborn. I trust in you. I know that you will lead us down the right path. Only your awesome power can restore life to the world. The trees returned to normal, huh? That Sakuya girl sure said some weird stuff. The villager spirits are being kept inside the fruit. That's the fruit. That girl said that if you cut it down, the village will be restored. But it's awfully high up there. If you don't use some kind of special power, there's no way you're gonna reach it. This darkness is really getting to me, too. A lot can happen while you're taking a nap. Hey everyone, Onalink here, and welcome to Let's Play Okami. This is quite the fantastic experience. Oh, I love this game so much. Though, unfortunately, it seems we're traveling with a little fucking pervert bug, Isun. Hello, Isun, you little jerk. Get off my nose. So yeah, the world has fallen into darkness, and to free the villagers of Kamiki Village and save them from this darkness, we must find a way to cut down that fruit. Where are we? It got awfully quiet all of a sudden. I don't remember any place like this in the village. Well, we better keep our eyes peeled. You can use the right stick to look around. L changes your point of view. Boy, you really look so helpless. You sure you're gonna be okay? Yes, Isun, I'm sure I'm gonna be just fine. So we do have a little brief tutorial here. Isun's gonna be telling us basically how this game works as we look for a power to free the village. Hold on. That's an origin mirror. They say once your reflection appears on its surface, your memories will be stored in the mirror for all eternity. Well, to put it shortly, you can save your progress here. And let me give you a little advice. You should save a number of game files. That way, you can always go back if you get stuck or something. Gotta be prepared, especially while you're still learning the ropes. Alright, as he says, these origin mirrors will allow us to save. Might as well check it out real quick, just to see how many slots we have. This game gives you a lot of save slots. 30 to be precise. So we're not really gonna have to worry about running out anytime soon. I'm not gonna be saving anything quite yet because we've only just started the game. But definitely make use of those origin mirrors, save often, and save on multiple files. They give you plenty. Alright, let's cross this bridge and see if we can take a look around. Look at all those pots just waiting to be broken. If you bust them, there might be something good inside. Press Y to bust them with your head. Okay, let's do it. Let's bust open these. Way to go, my furry friend. You can do that anytime you see something you can break. Let's bust open these jars without being interrupted and get a whole bunch of money inside. Awesome, starting off the game with... Let's see, how much money are we gonna end up with? $1.60. We got 160 yen. Very nice. Thank you, game. I love having a mere $2 in my pocket. Whoa, hold on there, Furball. Get a load of that. That chest looks mighty tempting. Let's go check it out. Getting up that high ought to be a piece of cake. Press B to jump, then press B again to do a wall jump. But make sure you press it firmly so you can jump really high. Alright, wall jumping is going to be very common in this game. I knew you could do it. They say good luck is found in high places. So keep your eyes peeled. We don't want to miss any treasure. It's going to be very common in this game, so definitely get the hang of it. In fact, there's going to be a pretty tough wall jumping challenge in the second episode of this Let's Play. Oh, get used to that real fast because it is a very useful technique. Hello there, treasure chest. What do you have for me? We got a Holy Bone S. Amaterasu's favorite snack. Restores 3 units of solar energy. Got a healing item. Very good. Definitely going to be wanting to collect a lot of those. Hopefully we won't be needing too many healing items. I would like to get through this game playing pretty professionally. Looks like the bridge is out. This shouldn't be so hard. Amaterasu, was it? That's kinda long. Mind if I call you Ami? Listen, Ami, ever heard of the spirits of the brush? Good brushwork has its own soul. At least that's what they say. Just watch. It'd take all day to explain. A picture's worth 1,000 words, right? Nice, huh? Just a little technique I've mastered called rejuvenation. It's one of many brush techniques that use divine power. It's a brush god power that can restore broken or missing things. I practiced really hard just to master this one technique. But there are 13, each one is a power of one of the 13 brush gods. Originally, all 13 were a single powerful deity. When the deity died, its power was split into 13 separate gods. The gods now dwell within objects all around us, but God or no god, how could anyone have the power to master all 13? So yeah, as we go through this game, we will be gaining many godly powers. As you may have guessed, we are the Great Goddess Amaterasu, the Sun Goddess. So yeah, we'll be learning many divine powers and we'll be using them all with the Celestial Brush, which hopefully we'll be earning soon as we find our first powers. The River of the Heavens? They mean the fabled Stardust River? But I sure don't see anything like that around here. It couldn't be that little puddle over there, could it? That is quite a tiny puddle. There's really not a lot here. That door looks important, so we'd want to get over there, but not happening. There is nothing here to swim through. Alright, well, we do have other places to look. For example, up this hill. And yes, I am making sure to get as much yen as I can. You're going to be needing a lot of it through this game. Just make sure you keep up with grabbing as much as you can. You don't need to grind too much, just don't forget to grab it. Wow, look at the stars twinkle. I haven't seen such a beautiful nighttime sky in ages. Hey, look, are those stars forming a pattern or is it just me? There's one missing. Guess I'll just have to draw the missing star. Bah. Looks like I'm just not ready to draw missing stars. Press R to hold the brush, then Y to draw. I sure spent a heck of a lot of time practicing that. So yes, Issun may be terrible at filling in missing stars for constellations. Damn it. Well, it's no use just sitting around thinking about it. This time, the great Issun's gonna put everything he has into it. Bah, I know this is the right way to do it. Press R to hold the brush, then tap Y. I sure spent a heck of a lot of time practicing that. Aww. Well, I was going to place a star, but then it backed me out real quick. Alright, let's place that missing star to finish the dragon constellation, and
Ah, why, if it isn't Mother Amaterasu, I apologize for not contacting you sooner during these long years. Having never forgotten you, I, Yomigami, God of Restoration, have eagerly awaited this day when we could again meet. While you were away, the 13 spirits of the brush that you once possessed, including myself, have been scattered across this land of men, and now lie in disarray. I became a constellation and managed to survive until now. The time has come for you to seek out and reunite all the techniques. Your power is what is needed to restore the dried riverbed of the heavens and renew the flow of stardust.
wow, that was Yomigami, the god of rejuvenation. Wait, so you have the power of rejuvenation now? Can you really use it to restore the river of the heavens? That would mean you are as good with a brush as yours truly. Nah, it couldn't be true. Who else could master this incredible god technique? Alright, we have met the god Yomigami and earned the power of restoration, just like Issun. Wonder if drawing some stardust would get the river flowing again. Nah, it's one thing to fix a bridge, but fixing a starry river? There's no way you could pull off a stunt like that. Wow, Issun, you have so much confidence in me. Well, why don't we go ahead and show off a little bit? Show just how capable we really are. I'm gonna fill in this whole river. Whoa! A river of stardust! So this really must be the river of the heavens. But what I really want to know is, who the heck drew the darn thing? Issun. Issun. Come on. I'm right here. I'm offended. I'm offended that you don't believe it was me, the non-talking wolf who can't claim credit for it. Ooh, another treasure chest. Don't mind if I do. This one is really important and also mandatory. We got the Astral Pouch. Look what you found, Furball. This Astral Pouch here is amazing. It can swallow up lots of food. Then when it's full, it can revive its owner if he or she dies. Let's start feeding it with whatever food we can find around here. So yeah, the Astral Pouch is this game's form of extra lives. Once you fill it up fully all the way, if you fall in battle, it will automatically revive you. Basically a free continue if you collect enough food. We got an apple. Nectar-filled sour apple fills Astral Pouch a little bit. We ate a peach. Juicy and fragrant peach fills Astral Pouch a little bit. So yeah, each of these fruits are filling up the Astral Pouch with just 1 point. Some foods will fill it up much more significantly. We'll be seeing more types of food as we go through the game. We consumed an orange. Orange with sharp citrus taste fills Astral Pouch a little bit. And I believe to fully fill the Astral Pouch you need about 200 points worth of food. Okay, grab the rest of the yen, putting us up to $6! Hooray! Alright, and we move on to the second area of this tutorial dungeon. Climbing up a little bit. This is a very, very steep hill. My gosh. Coming up here, just before that bridge, we want to quickly turn right because our first optional collectible is right over here. We got a stray bead. Find all the scattered beads and get a special reward. Alright, we got our first stray bead. There are 100 stray beads in the game. We will be getting all of them in this playthrough. Hang on, what's this sign say? Nagi? What's his name doing here? Interesting. This place is named for Nagi, the legendary hero? We'll have to see what that's about. Alright, continuing up the path. It appears there is a cave up ahead. Is this the legendary shrine? We must be in the cave of Nagi. The legendary hero Nagi is enshrined here. He vanquished evil 100 years ago with the help of the White Wolf, Shiranui. First the River of the Heavens, and now this place? Where the heck are we, Furball? Boy, this place is a wreck. See, that sword's in really bad shape. The gods sure didn't do much to protect this place. Well, if the shrine to legendary hero Nagi is broken, then we're gonna have to fix that. That really was your brushwork all this time. How'd you get so good? Exactly who are you anyway? Hey, there's another constellation. This one looks like And our second constellation is a rat. Well, if it isn't Mother Amaterasu. It's been a long time, but with all these monsters around, the only place I could hide was in this shrine dedicated to ancient heroes. If there is anything I can do to assist you in your endeavors, I'm at your service. Make good use of this sword, as it was designed to conquer evil. Hey, that was the god Tachigami, master of the Power Slash technique. Wait a minute, if you're getting all these powers, then you're just like that Shiranui. You know, the wolf who fought and died alongside the great Nagi. When Shiranui died, the wolf's power was split into the 13 brush gods. This is crazy, Shiranui and Nagi? It's just like the legend. Well anyway, I've never seen this power slash technique myself. How about showing your stuff off on that boulder over there? Let me see you slice it in half by drawing a single line. I won't believe it till I see it. Isun, you are very, very slow on the uptake. Were you even listening to Sakuya earlier? Wow! I didn't think you had it in ya, Furball. I'm not even in the same league as you. Guess I really overestimated myself. Hey, Furball. Amaterasu, I've made up my mind. If you're Shiranui Reborn, then that means you can master all 13 techniques, right? In that case, I think I'll tag along until I'm as good as you. Lucky you! Heh, it's no use trying to change my mind. There's no stopping me once I've made a decision. But enough about me, now that you've mastered the Power Slash. You can cut down that thing Sakuya was talking about. Let's go back and give it a shot. God, he really does not want to believe that we are in fact a god. Or the fact that we are in fact very good at what we do. With our new ability Power Slash, we can now cut down anything from rocks to logs to really anything we please. However, we cannot use our Power Slash ability all we want. If you look in the top left, you will see we have ink pots. We can use our abilities only so many times before we run out of ink and lose our godly powers. Oh, did I just rest in peace, tree? I'm so sorry. But yeah, once we use up all of our ink, we'll lose our godly powers for a short time and have to wait for our ink to refill before we get them back. What the? Where'd they come from? Oh, whatever. Draw first, ask questions later, right? You know that divine instrument you have on your back? Well, press the Y button to use its power against them. Alright, we have our first battle against demons. Look on me. Once you've caught them off guard and turned them black and white, they're easy prey for your brush, no matter how nasty they are. Grab your brush and give them a Power Slash. While Isun is not incorrect here, I do not recommend listening to his advice. Instead, what you should do with enemies like these green imps is get them down to 0 health. Your last attack must be an attack with your divine instrument, not a brush technique. Once they have died, they will float in the air in slow motion for a brief time before falling to the ground dead. If in that time, without hitting them with your divine instrument again, you can hit them with a specific brush technique, in the case of the green imps, the Power Slash, you'll do a floral finisher, giving you a Demon Fang. Fang forged in demonic hatred, beautiful and deadly. Demon Fangs are very important optional collectibles. We obtained an ink bottle. Bottle full of ink fills one of Amaterasu's ink pots. You will, they aren't like, there's not like a certain number that you can just get one from every enemy, but you will be able to spend them later on very valuable items. For each enemy we encounter, I will be listing their floral finisher, which is the brush technique which will give you a Demon Fang from them. They're called floral finishers because the enemies will burst into a cloud of flowers. Damn, we did terribly on time because I wasted time explaining. Oh well, it's fine. With each battle, we will get a ranking on time and damage at the end. The longer it takes, the worse our time score is. We consume dumplings. Doughy balls made from grain. Fills Astral Pouch a little bit. and the less of a bonus we get from that. The more damage we take, the worse our damage score is, and the less reward we get from that. The better you do on both categories, the more of a yen bonus you will get from the battle. Alright, before we head all the way back down with our new Power Slash ability, I do want to go ahead and use it as much as we can. Chop down some rocks, get some yen, you know, show off, that kind of thing. Okay, why are you causing Hello? It does not want me to slash that rock. Got it, okay. It's not even using up ink, it's just saying, nope, can't do it. Alright, let's get out of here. Get back to the village so we can save it, using our new Power Slash ability. But before we can get out of here, we have one more fight against two more green imps. Damn, one of them hit me. How rude. We obtained Spirit Globe M. Humanity's faith made solid, restores 1 unit of solar energy. We consumed cabbage. Thick and fibrous vegetable, fills Astral Pouch a little bit. Damn, that one had some really nice drops. We obtained Spirit Globe S. Humanity's faith made solid, restores a little solar energy. This game's being very generous with the healing items. I guess they do not want us dying so early in the game when we haven't had a chance to fill the Astral Pouch. The best ranking you can get in both categories of the time and damage is a blooming cherry blossom tree. Your ranking is displayed by the state of the tree, with the worst being completely wilted, and the best being cherry blossoms. So, during loading screens, there will be minigames. There are two types of minigames that appear in loading screens, and I completely forgot to play that one until halfway through. The first minigame you can find is the marching paw pads that go from left to right along the bottom of the screen. If you tap A in rhythm with those paw pads as they appear, just before they appear, I need to be clear. If you manage to get every single paw pad pressed, they will turn large. If a paw pad turns large, that means you got the timing right. If every single paw pad turns large, because you got the timing perfect across the whole march across the screen, you will get a free Demon Fang. With the other minigame, the one we just got, you just need to hit A as fast as you can to spawn as many paw prints as you can. Do it quick enough and you'll get a Demon Fang. Just nice, easy ways to get extra Demon Fangs while you're waiting for the game to load. Definitely make use of every opportunity to get Demon Fangs, because we're going to be needing a lot. The things you buy with them are quite expensive and quite important, so it's worth working towards it. Alright then, next time on Let's Play Okami. We have the new ability Power Slash and the ability of Rejuvenation. We're learning a bit more about our godly powers, and it's time to save the village of Kamiki. I will see everyone next time when we go to save the village.